The European Central Bank thought it was going to be a genius idea to hold a 45-minute Twitter Q&A with one of their chairwomen, Isabel Schnabel. And let's just say it didn't go very well. Now, one of the questions that got the most virality, the most buzz, that has 400,000 views at this moment, is a question that came in from Bitcoin Pleb. Do you think the Bitcoin isn't better as the Euro CBDC? So do you think Bitcoin would be better money than a Euro CBDC, central bank digital currency? If not, why? Hashtag Ask ECB, as that was the hashtag to come in and ask. Well, Isabel responded back. The digital euro is public money issued directly by the European Central Bank. Number one, it's not money because it has no store of value. Therefore, it's not money. It's currency by definition. Bitcoin is different, she said. It is a speculative asset that does not fulfill the characteristics of money. Hashtag SCBEBCB. That was it. So she got community noted, and we don't know if it's true or not, but basically the context was that no, the European Central Bank has no trust. It's based off of nothing, a euro or their euro itself or the Euro CBDC, and Bitcoin fulfills all the characteristics of money: store value, medium account, unit account, medium exchange, fungible, divisible, and on and on and on. We've shared this many times with you, right? So this right here is a great example as to the legacy system based in fiat, meaning you constantly have to talk jawbone and try to explain your way out of your own lies. The thing, why they even do stuff like this is beyond me. They're trying to create transparency and trust. We'll have another video we're going to make on the WEF, the World Economic Forum, which is infamously meeting next week, and the whole tagline, or whatever you want to call it, is restoring trust. Rebuilding trust. I got it right here. January 15th and 19th in Davos. Come fly your private jet here, have private cocktail parties with who knows what's going on, and let's rebuild trust. Why do we think that is? Why are we rebuilding trust? Why do you guys have to rebuild trust after you guys did, war gamed everything out in 2019 prior to what happened in 2020, and now you've got to rebuild trust? If things were going the way you expected them to, should you have to rebuild trust? These are also people that said in 2015, 2016 that Bitcoin would consume the world energy by 2020. And looks like it takes about the same, if not less, 0.05% of all the world's energy. Interesting how that works. And it's weird how oil companies are coming onto the Bitcoin bandwagon. And now Gary Gensler is, even though he says he's not. And spot Bitcoin ETFs are now being approved. Wall Street coming in the game. The hilarity in all this is going to continue to ramp up. The hypocrisy is going to continue to expose itself. And you can go in here, I'll link to it. There's many questions, people asking about Bitcoin, and just these people getting shredded left and right. Truth will come out. Someone was just asking the other day, there's so many things that you kind of look at and you kind of get overwhelmed with, and so many topics that I'm into. How do you narrow it down? For me personally, I answered that, but for me personally, it's studying things and looking at things that are of first principles and natural law, philosophy, psychology, knowing some history, obviously, and in the Bible, understanding how the human brain works, and then personal development, studying the human mind as well, the Bob Proctors of the world, Napoleon Hill, stuff like that. But you have to be able to mix the theology and the science, and you have to be able to understand these two things come together. And from all of my experience, these things have come together. As someone who's studied these things for 20 plus years, and I know people are going to disagree with that. From all my studies, all these things continue to jive with each other over time. And unless you understand and see what happens over the thousands of years and how humans continually interact with each other and act, things aren't going to make sense. So this is why I continue to try to study first principles, like the overarching main frameworks, so that way things like this make sense. This is why, again, I went from politics to then understanding gold and silver and money, and then coming to Bitcoin and realizing this is going to be the thing that really propels humanity forward, at least in the human realm, right? We're still going to have to work on this. We're still going to have to work on our spirit, on our soul, things like that. But it will help with that. But I truly believe that from, like I said, all of my experience, all the things I've kind of seen over the years. So let me know your thoughts on that. Is it good for the ECB to continue going down these roads, the central banks? You have Elizabeth Warren freaking out right now, the Bitcoin spot ETF. You have Gensler saying, it's just, we approved not Bitcoin, but the ETF on top of Bitcoin. That's like saying we approved an ETF on fentanyl. We approved an ETF on on pot, on cocaine. We don't approve the asset or the liability or whatever they want to call it, but we approve the ETF. Number one, what kind of message does that send? This is the clown world we're living in, guys. So tread carefully. Prepare yourself for what is coming. The chaos is going to ensue because the hypocrisy will continue to be unveiled, and people having to unlearn what they've learned their entire lives and then relearn is going to be a volatile process. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. History has just told us different. So prepare. I'll drop this in here. You can look at this thread. It's hilarious. A lot of people ask about Bitcoin, obviously, and the fact, I'm sure a lot of them are fake questions too. So check it out. It's worth a laugh today, a real laugh. Things to really laugh about, not like stupid garbage things that you scroll through social media, but actual things to laugh about. So I appreciate you. Please share this out. The hypocrisy will continue to expose itself, and truth will prevail. So if you root yourself in truth, I think that's the message here. If you root yourself in truth, you don't have things to worry about. You don't have to go out and lie. You don't have to go back on your lie. You don't have to remember your lies. Root yourself in truth. The truth will set you free. Please share this out. The algorithm hates truth. Speaking of it, question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. This is not financial advice. It is freedom advice, and trust what I'm saying, but verify it, please. We'll see you in the next one.